In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can make your own milk at home with just two ingredients, just water and the nut of your choice. Today, I'm going to be using cashew nuts to make my milk and just 2 bottles of water. And it's all going to be possible because of a Bovie machine that my wife decided to get. We decided to start making our own milk at home because we are plant-based and we usually use almond milk. But of recent, we discovered that the almond milk have some components that we don't like. For example, like lecithin and Gillian gum, and among other ingredients. So we decided that we just wanted to have a pure, clean, natural milk that we can enjoy as a family and not worry about all the added ingredients. So my wife decided that she's going to research how we can do it at home. She found out about this Bovie machine. It's very cheap, very inexpensive. It's a thing just under $25. If you need it, I'll put the link in the description below. And I'll show you how I'll use this to make 2 bottles of cashew milk right at home in my kitchen in under 20 minutes. So this is the bottles. I'm going to make 2 bottles of milk with this simple machine with just 2 bottles of water and 1 cup of organic cashew nuts. So this is the inside of my Bovie machine. As I mentioned, the link for this system will be in the description below. Please feel free to check it out. So as I mentioned, 1 cup of cashew nuts. So this is half a cup of cashew nuts here. This is 1/2 cup. You can see it's half a cup. So that's 1/2 cup. And then I'll add this is 2 half cups, which equals to 1 cup of cashew nuts. Now, the thing is with this machine inside, it has where it says hot drinks. You can make other drinks with this. So where you see the line that say hot drink, that is where I'm going to fill it up to, because what I'm actually doing, I'm actually making milk. Now, the thing is, you can use almonds. We've tried almonds. My wife has tried millet. She's tried oats. So she's made all kinds of milk in this system. But me personally, I love the flavor of the cashew nuts. That's why I make cashew nuts with this machine. So now I'm just going to add the water into the system. I'm going to add that's 1 bottle of water. Now, what I'm actually doing, for a regular bottle, as I mentioned, I'm making 2 bottles of milk. Now, if I was making 1 bottle of milk, I would only need to use half a cup. But since I'm making actually 2 bottles, I'm adding 1 cup, because the thing is, we put a lot of cashews into the milk so the milk can be very concentrated. So now, cashew nuts are very high in protein. They're very good for your health, and that's why we like to use the cashew nuts. I simply close the Bovie machine. I hear it beeps. So then simply what I do, I press this, and where you see it says hot 212 degrees Fahrenheit, I simply press start. And once I leave that on, it starts to warm up the water, it starts to warm up the nuts and everything inside, and then I'll have my milk. So I'll come back to this once the milk is finished. I'll open it, and you'll see how the actual milk will look in about 20 to 22 minutes. And that's it. It's starting to work. Okay, so we're back. The timer went off, which means that the milk is actually ready. Now I'm going to do something to let you see how I'll get 2, possibly a little bit more than 2 bottles of the milk that I just made. Now remember, I mentioned early in the video that 1/2 cup gives you 1 bottle. But what I did to save time, I usually add like a cup, and this makes me multiply it into 2 bottles, and sometimes I get a little extra for a small bottle. Now remember, when I added the water, I added 2 bottles. Now, I said that 2 bottles of water to actually originally 1/2 cup would give you a bottle and a little bit over. But I added 2 half cups of nuts, which equals to 1 cup of nuts, which means that for me to extend it to get the 2 bottles, because what I actually did, because I put more nuts into it, I make it more concentrated so that I can make 2 bottles. I'm going to need to add 2 more bottles of water, but I will show you now how I will add those 2 bottles of water in my bowl, and then I'll pour the milk in to give me the extra bottles. So let me show you that right now. So what I need now, I have my bowl, which I use to pour the milk into. I have a cup that I'm going to use to dip the milk out, and I have my funnel, which I'll use to pour the milk into my bottles. So I'll show you that right now. Okay, so the first thing I usually do, I unplug the Bovie machine. I make sure I unplug it since I have water around. I don't want any electronic devices being operated while I'm around. So as I mentioned, the 2 bottles of water. So I'm going to take 1 bottle. I'll throw it into my bowl. I wash my bowl out so it's nice and clean. That's 1 bottle. 2 bottles. Remember, I poured 2 bottles of water into the bovie. The original measurement should be 1/2 cup nut to 2 bottles of water, but I put 1 cup of nut, which is going to give me my 2 bottles of milk. Then I opened the bovie. I want to show you this. This is how the milk looks. Smells good. This is pure cashew milk, just 2 ingredients, the nuts and the water. That's it. No added ingredients. And as I mentioned, you can do this with almonds, you can do this with oats. It's the same kind of temperature setting. Just add water to your oats. Sometimes what I like to do to give this flavor, I add some dates in and I make it a little bit more sweet. But today I just want pure cashew milk. So this is how the milk looks. You can see nice, thick, creamy milk, all made right in your kitchen. I pour the milk into the bowl with the water. And all I do, I take the cup, I have my clean cup, I kind of do a couple scoops to mix it in together, and that's it. Now I'm going to bottle it into my bottles. I bring my bottle, I have my funnel, and I'm just going to pour this over into my bottles. I'll move this down so you can see it much better. Now, milk is very nutritious for you. And with all the added stuff that they're adding into milk, you don't know what you're getting. Here, you know exactly what you're getting because you're making your own products. And I know that the milk that I made just have 2 things, water and cashews. It doesn't have any additives, no preservatives, none of that stuff. Now, this milk, once you make it, you can put it into your refrigerator. Um, Keep it there for about 2 to 3 days maximum, no longer than 3 days. We have a family that loves milk, this milk, so um, we pretty much go through this milk, and I have to make it sometimes 2, 3 times a week. So that's 1 bottle, 2 bottles. And as I mentioned, I have a little bit extra, which I can use for taste testing. Then all I simply do, I cover my milk up, put the lid on. That's my 2 bottles of milk. Fresh, hot, organic milk. So there you have it. I just made it 2 bottles of organic cashew nut milk. I must mention, I forgot to mention, I use organic cashew nuts without any additive. It's just raw organic cashews. There's no salts in the nuts, no sugar, no ingredient to the nuts. So it's just pure raw cashew nuts and water. That's all it takes to make this delicious milk. And I hope that you try it at home. It's good for your health. At least you know what you're actually using. You know what you're putting into your body. So now I'm going to do a taste test for you. And as I mentioned, it's very delicious. So I hope that you try this milk at home. I hope that you and your family enjoy it. Let me do a taste test for you. Creamy, delicious, smooth, and I can drink with confidence because I know what's inside. Subscribe to our channel to see the next recipe. And remember that your health is your wealth.